Hey everyone, so really good news. Shiba Inu is growing very steadily, very slowly, but that's a good news because if it had no activity, it would be already a dead coin and the price will drop to zero. What's happening, everyone? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day because this time we are going to be reaching 700,000 holders by probably in 2 months or so, which is something I'm super excited for, with many holders joining each day, probably 500 to 1,000 new holders each single day. I'm excited to see what's up next. So, 1 million is the next goal, but seeing that, I wanted to check what the whales are doing. What's the whales' thoughts on the current market of SHIB? Is SHIB gonna be wrecked? And you can see over here, the burn wallet had something added. So that's a lot being added in the last 18 hours. Someone added in 6 billion, and that's simply crazy to me. But this is the Shiba Inu top 100 wallet so far. So if we check over here and you check what the whales are actually doing, you can see most of them are not selling off like in SafeMoon. Most of them are actually holding, or look at this, some of them are buying in a huge amount. So number 9 wallet is actually buying in a huge amount. The India COVID relief fund has not moved at all, but this is a very good factor. Now, if you check over here, yes, these smaller wallets are in fact selling. Binance wallets, they're withdrawing SHIB, but you can see, someone sold a lot here, 675 billion. Maybe that'd be true. But right now, the previous changes, he actually got more money. And so that's really exciting to see what the whales are actually doing. And if you check here, the whales are actually pumping the market. The whales are buying in, as you can see here so far. And they're basically increasing their wallet sizes. So for example, the 17th and 19th biggest whales are in fact buying in. So these are big buys. And you can see 277 billion in the last 24 hours. And wow, oh wow, wow, wow. How much they're actually holding just shocks my breath, because they are holding in more and more and more. And you can see here that billions are being added into these wallets. Basically, these are buying in very strong amounts, actually, as they know that something is about to come up. So I always like to look at the whales to see the prices, but we do have a lot to talk about. People are talking about the tanking, and SHIB trading is now live on Coinbase Pro. Some people are really late, but really exciting to see, these trading charts, because we still have a huge barrier of supply to buy. So basically, there is a big trend line that people are trying to buy SHIB at a very low price. But from what we can see so far, there is a still big supply of SHIB to be sold off before we can reach zero. So we're still a strong way from zero, but there's more and more holders joining in the army, and that's something I'm super excited for. But that being said, another big news for SHIB holders: Shiba Inu loaded on Robinhood app, and people are asking, when are we going to break even? Right now, the whales are keeping the market up. Sometimes they're keeping the market down. So you have to realize that basically the prices will not move to at its highest. We must keep pushing Shiba Swap while developers release the second layer, Shibarium, the release of Treat, and more utility to come. The project is just starting, and Shiba Swap users see the greatest rewards. So the really good news here is that even if you're using Shiba Swap, or if you're just holding, you're very early to the project by itself. And that is something I'm super excited for. But 27% of Americans back making crypto a legal tender in the US, a EU government poll shows. But boomers hate the idea. So boomers don't like the idea that we are seeing, crypto countries. A lot of them still don't understand crypto. But we will need the non-boomer population to become a bigger share of the total population before we get real traction in the big market like the US. And if crypto ever becomes a legal tender in the US, we could be seeing Bitcoin hitting $200,000, $150,000 for sure. And with that being said, one thing is for sure, and Shiba Inu would be riding that massive trend wave and be seeing that growth as well. So 27% of Americans say they strongly support or somewhat support Bitcoin becoming the old tender. So that's not that much. They pulled after El Salvador made the move, allowing its citizens to pay tax and shop using the token. Yet boomers aren't so keen on idea, with 43% of those pulled by EU government saying strongly oppose it. So a lot of people that still don't understand cryptocurrencies, they think it's a Ponzi scheme. But really, we're seeing so many new updates, and we're going to be seeing a lot more for SHIB. With many stores coming in, it's only a matter of time before Shiba Inu, and I do think this will happen at some point, and I'm predicting it now. It could very potentially happen, is that SHIB will get listed on a small island around the middle of nowhere. It either be a country or a small island. It will get listed, in fact, as a legal tender, as it got listed in stores in Venezuela. When it gets on its own blockchain, I think there's there's going to be a huge demand for that, especially if there's going to be no fees at all. And in fact, a burn. A burn would help everyone, but the European finance regulator calls crypto volatile but innovative. The European Security and Market Authority published a report on financial trends and risk last week. So he said basically crypto is, very, very risky but innovative. It's something fresh, it's something new. And that's what I love about Europe. They're all about taking risk. They want to actually check in on that. They want to check about cryptocurrencies and check if they're actually safe for investors, if they can make it safer, or if they're just something they have to ban completely, like Ponzi's and stuff like that. You have to ban those, right? But when you have something like crypto, the difference becomes weirder because the risk for SHIB, investing in SHIB, is higher than in stocks. But stocks don't give those huge returns, So not a lot of people invest in stocks, also the huge taxes, everything else. Now that is why I'm keeping with crypto for some time. But increased risk-taking behavior has led to volatility in equity, GameStop-related market movements, and also crypto asset markets, as well as monetization of events-driven risk, such as in case of Archegos or Greensill, the report said, referring to the recent fall of New York investment giant Archegos. And that being said, we expect to continue to see prolonged period of risk of institutional and retail investors of further, possibly significant market corrections and see very high risk across the whole EMSA remit. So right now, there's a lot of things to consider. Environmental costs, which Elon Musk has said if, we don't fix that, he will not be allowing Tesla to get together with Bitcoin. So that is something I'm not very happy with. But right now, we are going to be seeing a big, big growth in the future as finance is becoming stronger than ever. Whales are realizing that there's a lot of potential, and that's why they're not selling. Not a lot of these whales are selling, and not a lot of people notice. People just see the price drop, and the price is dropping due to FUD. The price is dropping because it's coming with the market, and nobody actually tells you this, but DeFi is growing, Shiba Swap will be growing, and crypto regulators are lagging behind the blockchain industry. So, with crypto regulators coming in, they might be promoting cryptocurrencies more when that goes through. And that's something I'm really excited for because US and Europe are coming in to regulate crypto, but in a good way. So NASDAQ to provide price feeds for tokenized stock trades on DeFi chain, and blockchain-based platform for frictional property ownership launches in India. So India, we do love India. We gave it a huge $500 million donation, and hopefully we can see a lot more. Speaking about a donation, it hasn't moved much since. It hasn't sold anything, and maybe in the future we're going to be seeing, with a sell-off happening. Right now it's put on hold to not the crash market even further. So that being said, we already raised $342 million for a donation to India, which might be one of the biggest donations in the history of the world. And that being said, government poll finds 27% support for making Bitcoin legal tender in the US. So that is something else. But I do think we are going to be seeing these trends changing as crypto goes more popular. So, plus 55, only 3% strongly support crypto becoming a legal tender, but 55% strongly oppose. And most people still don't know about crypto. Look, 34%. They don't know anything about crypto at all. You can see over here, 40% from 45 to 54 don't know a fact about crypto. And as you can see over here so far, we still have a lot to see before we see crypto as a legal tender in the US. But we have time, SHIB Army. We're super early into this. And until next time, what you can see here with respondents who earn more than $80,000 annually being twice as likely to support Bitcoin as legal tender. So rich people, you can see over here, rich people who earn 80K or more a year actually say yes to more than those who earn less. So those who can afford Bitcoin are actually more keen to the idea of earning Bitcoin and using it as a legal tender. So I do think rich people actually do use and invest in crypto much more as they have more funds. Anyway, the poll comes amid the backdrop of El Salvador's controversial Bitcoin law, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace everyone.